Alright guys, today is my first official training day for long drive. In the last video, you saw me test out the club in the shop. Today, we're going to get after it a little bit. So today I'm going to be going to what is called the Links. It's actually attached to a sports bar near town that I live in. I'm not one to frequent bars, I'll say that. I've yet to drink alcohol 30 years into my life. But I'm going to be going to a bar in the middle of the day to bang balls. And they got like 3 stalls there. It looks like a pretty legitimate setup. I really don't know what to expect from the facility itself, just because I've never been, and also out of my performance. Now, I do plan to get after it a little bit today. I don't want to go too nuts, just because I don't want to hurt myself. But I do want to see if I can improve upon not only my swing speed from the other day, when I got, I think I was 117 as a high, and I want to see how far I could hit it. I want to improve upon my 286 was my high the other day. I really think I could hit it 300. I'm not saying that it's going to happen. I'm pretty confident that it will though, just because I hit it 286 the other day. So we're going to go there. The next time you will see me, I will be at the Links banging some balls. Let's get after it. Alright guys, here is our first look of the Links. So what I'm going to be doing here is just in the process of warming up. Now I did bring a couple other clubs with me. I brought my 7-iron and my 3-wood. Just made sure to warm up at least about 20 minutes on those, if not a full 30. Just, really getting the body warm, getting my stroke down, getting my wrist warmed up and everything. Nice and loose. And then after a while, then I started bringing out the driver. So at first, I wasn't necessarily going for speed. This is like my literally first training session ever. And I was just like, all right, let's see what I can do. So here, you see me putting up some decent numbers. That last one was 256. And I'm just kind of slowly ramping up the ladder. Now, I had, once again, my fair share of bad shots into the trees on this huge driving range that this program had. I was pulling them a lot to the left, but I really wasn't caring too much about that. I was just really trying to see, once again, what my upper limit of my club head speed could be. That's the main factor that I'm judging off of right now. I know some people pay attention to ball speed, some people pay attention to club speed, both, whatever. But right now, my concern is club speed. I also want to try to hit the ball far. I need to hit a lot more consistent. One of the things that I did notice when I was here, I did try to hit off of 4-inch tees, because that's what usually long drivers hit off of, and I couldn't hit off of a 4-inch tee to save my life. I was coming way under it because I'm used to hitting off of so low of a tee, like a standard tee. So I really have to work on that. My main goal of the day, was to try to hit the ball 300. So, I'm working on that here a little bit. That last one was pretty good. That was like 286. I don't recall if this one made it to 300 or not. No, it's definitely short. But consistently, my club head speed was over 100. Granted, on some of my shots, it wasn't fantastic. I definitely had my fair share of miss hits, some that just went straight down and just never came back up. But that's what I'm here to learn. But consistently, I would say, I drive it at least 250. This video jumps around just a little bit, but I mean, that last one was like 280. So, here I am. I'm starting to warm up more and more, and I'm starting to get it over 250 more consistently. So this one is 262. Nice club head speed on this one. And I started to string a lot of them together, which I was pretty happy about. But as you can see, just if you look at the screen there, kind of the shot tracers, my ball was all over the place, mainly left. This was a different machine that I hit on as opposed to the store. I did like the stores a little bit better because it picked up like fades and draws. This one was a little finicky. I don't know if it even picks that up, to be honest with you. But I did start to get a little bit warm here. As you can kind of see, my club head speed is slowly ramping up. And this one might have gone 300 if I do recall. Let's see. It did take a while for it to register. 285, but you could see that was a nice club head speed there of 114. I did start to warm up a bit and then started to feel pretty good. This one was nice and straight. It just took a long time like for it to register, so I'm here I'm just kind of like pacing around waiting for things to register. There it is, 301. That was the first time I hit a ball over 300. Here I flashed 300. There was kids talking in the background and adults there too, and they were being a little bit loud. That's why I wasn't like talking to the camera or anything. But I was very, very pleased to hit that just over 300. That was my goal for the day, to see like, all right, can I really hit the ball over 300? Because what I found out was that long drive, like the grid starts at 300, so you have to be a boss just to get it on the grid. And here I am swinging relatively pretty hard, damn near as hard as I can with my current mechanics. And I'm just like, all right, I got to give it my all to hit it 300, and it just kind of shows how challenging this sport really is. I believe this one was very, very close to 300 as well. Yeah, that was 290, 115 ball club head speed. Pretty happy with that. So you can see my shots are definitely over 250 pretty consistently here. I was nice and warm at this point. This was one of my better balls of the day. Right down the middle. I do believe this one could have easily been 300 as well. I was just short, so I was really pissed because it was 298. But club head speed of 117 there. That was my upper limit. I did get a little bit over that in this training session as well. But 117 for a nice solid hit, I was very pleased with. This was another dead center shot right down the gut. It was back-to-back shots, so I was pleased with this one as well. And that one was 302, and I'm shaking my head there like, oh yeah, getting after it. But I rarely had two solid shots in a row like that, which was a little disheartening. But that's the sport of golf. I did leave this one in there just because of the club head speed. If you look, 127, so that was 10 miles an hour faster than my all-time highest. So I got 127 club head speed there. I was like, whoa, okay, right on. But that was obviously way out of control. So we're going to be ramping it up here to the big moment. As I said, I was pretty warm. I was really letting them fly here. And this one is out of bounds again. I think I left this one in there as well because the club head speed was superior. But once again, that's not going to do me any good in long drive. That was 122. And I'll just let this play. So yeah, that is not what I wanted to happen today. And honestly, I was worried about that. I don't know what the fuck happened. It honestly just snapped on that last one. I hit the ball, I think it was 116 club head speed, 305 yards, and the club freaking snapped. I really don't know what to say. Obviously this was my first time practicing with this club, and I had a lot of high expectations, but for the shaft to just shatter literally on my last ball of the hour. I mean, I hit this for probably 30 minutes. I wasn't even going crazy with it. The shaft just literally snapped in my hand. So I'm in shock right now. I don't even know what to do. I'm gonna try to get a hold of the manufacturer and see what they can do for me. But it's a freaking $250 shaft or whatever it was. A little bit disappointed. So yeah, I won't be long driving for a bit. Damn. All right, so I'm home now. I just got off the phone with my main man, Justin, at Billy Bob's Golf out there in California. And I had a good conversation with him. Very nice, very pleasant man. And I said, hey, Justin, I just ordered this Patterson Velocity shaft from you guys. And yeah, I used it today for about 30 minutes and it snapped. And I was like, have you ever heard that happening before? And his response was, no, I have not. He said there was probably a defect in it. And he said, well, how fast were you swinging? And I said, well, 100, 110. I got up to 115 on some. But he said, in his opinion, that even if I were to swing 115, the regular flex should not be shattering. So, two things. One, there's a defect in the club. Or two, just too strong. Oh man, I was so upset. I called my wife directly after I left the place, And I was like, hey, honey, I'm on my way home. Believe it or not, I just broke my shaft. And she's like, are you kidding? And I said, I wish I was kidding. So my main man, Justin, said to take some pictures and send it over to him. And he's going to get a hold of Patterson, and hopefully they're going to go ahead and just replace it for free. But needless to say, this long-distance driving is off to an interesting start. Daughter's watching me. So yeah, that was my first day of training. The links was nice, it was okay. I cannot hit off of a 4-inch tee. I need to practice that. I have no idea what I'm doing. I broke a ton of tees, ended up hitting off my low tees because I just couldn't do it. But yeah, day one, snapping clubs. If I become a world champion long driver, we could reflect on this day and say that I broke a first shaft on my first day of training. But man, the wind is taken out of the sails right now, I tell you that. I can't believe I snapped it, and it was just in my hand. So what an odd sensation, right? So I swing through, and you can see it on the video. There goes the club flying, and here I am, just in my hand. And when I used to play baseball, I broke a couple bats before, a couple wood bats. And then, the bat goes flying, you have the handle in your hand. It is such an odd sensation. So that was it. That was day one. Hopefully we get a new stiffer shaft. And I can hit balls again. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Wasn't too fun for me. Alright, keep crushing it. See you later. Alright, so now that I've had some time to cool down a little bit after everything that just happened with the broken shaft, still very disappointed in that, obviously. But what that means to me is hey, got to improve my equipment a little bit. I probably should have looked a little bit more into what the flexes mean. Now, I did ask, I won't name names because it's not his fault, but I reached out to one of the top 5 current pro long drivers, and I said, hey man, quick question, what shaft would you recommend? I'm just getting started, yada yada. And he said, hey, you can't go wrong with a regular flex. Well, I guess you can't go wrong with a regular flex. We found that out today. And I snapped that SOB like it was a freaking toothpick. And I was very surprised about that. Justin, the guy that I talked to on the phone from Billy Bob's Golf out there in California, was also very surprised. He'd never heard that before. So yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I am at with my long drive career. It's currently on hold. And can't wait to get another shaft. I'm going to go back into the golf shop and have them unglue my current head and re-glue it to the new shaft that comes in. But as of right now, I am not going to be banging balls. That was a one and done. One training session and done. I couldn't believe it. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I was planning on hitting 3 times a week. I was going to be working out like 4 days a week. And then banging balls 3 days a week, just working on stuff. But as of right now, that is going to be it for banging balls for a while until I get everything back up and running. But in the meantime, what I can focus on is just getting a little bit smarter. Maybe taking one of my other clubs and working on some mechanics, even though it's not the same shaft that I'll be swinging. Can't go wrong with working on some mechanics. But as of right now, no more long drive. Now I'm debating, and the facility was okay that I was in. It wasn't a bar setting, so not necessarily a comfortable environment for me. There was quite a lot of noise going on too, because there was like a bunch of kids in the background, which I don't know how they were at a bar, but that's neither here nor there. There's a chance that I might get a net and hit from home. Now we're in the process of building a home, and I'll have a better setup at my new home. But right now, my backyard is kind of small, but I think I'll try to make it work. So I'm kicking around the idea of getting a net here and then getting some kind of a swing monitor, a launch monitor that is. And the launch monitors are expensive. This whole sport is expensive, I'm finding out. Just like any other hobby that I've done, it's not cheap. So I don't want to cheat my way out of things, but I don't want to also spend thousands of dollars on something that I don't really know if I'm going to be all that hell of a good at. Now the plan is to be good, but it's hard, especially in these tough economic times, just to keep shelling out hundreds of dollars for pieces of equipment. So I'm not going to spend $2,000, $3,000 on a launch monitor. You can spend $20,000 on a launch monitor.
I'll probably spend like, you know, 400 bucks, 500 bucks on a launch monitor. I got my eye on one in particular. And then I'll buy a net. I already got balls, already got the tees. So I'm thinking about doing that instead, just because I'll be more apt to practice here in my yard and not have to go travel. It's about 15-20 minutes away from where I live, and just having a family and being away like that, I think I could get it done in my backyard. But we'll see. As of right now, that's all I can do is just research new things, because I didn't expect my club to break after 30 minutes. Bum, 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 bum. Wah. So yeah, I was very disappointed, but you got to keep going. So if anyone that's watching this wants to, you know, send me some new shavs to test out, because evidently I'm just so strong now. I'm just kidding. I'm not there yet. But hey, if I get good at long drive, you never know. Maybe I'll be sponsored by somebody. But until then, you guys keep crushing it. And make sure you subscribe for more content, because all my content now, from now on, is going to be about long drive, not bodybuilding. Now, if someone is curious about what my workouts are, yeah, maybe, sure, you know, I'll let you guys know. I'll take some footage at the gym, just because I still am going to be doing my bodybuilding style of training, just probably a little bit less, just because I'm ramping up, you know, my long drive training. I'll probably do a little bit less bodybuilding, but I want to still make sure, you know, that I grow and sustain the muscle that I have. So that's it for this video, guys. Keep crushing it, and we'll see you soon.